the day that I just changed my advertorial. So I went from trying to sell like features and benefits, which I think most people are trying to do online, which is trying to sell so for example, I was at the time doing student debt relief, and I was trying to sell the low interest APR and consolidate your student loans, and it just wasn't converting. I wasn't making any money. And it wasn't until I wrote an advertorial that was completely different, very counterintuitive, where I actually didn't focus anything on the actual program itself. So I wasn't selling the program. I was selling the emotions that person felt before they were entering the program. And that was the big aha moment for me. That was the big breakthrough, because I realized marketing isn't really selling the product itself. It's selling the emotion. It's relating to that person on an emotional level. Well, I used to sell cars a couple of years ago.
Wow.
And I remember that there's this top sales guy. This guy looked barely worked. He was making like 200 grand a year. It's like everyone loved this guy. Every time I saw him, he just looked like he was barely working. And I asked him, he said, what's your secret to your success? And he said, well, the problem is that everyone is selling the car. And if you're selling the car, you're not going to ever sell the car. Most people are trying to sell the safety features, the seatbelt, the crash rating, the engine speed, the torque, or whatever, versus selling the reason why the emotional reason why they're buying the car.
Maybe so it's like let me just use an analogy. It's like how lots of computers try to sell the processing power,
Right.
Then everybody's looking for the cheapest computer, yet Apple sells the coolness factor. They sell the benefits. You're going to be seen as cool by your friends, and they're able to mark up their products over double of what normal computers sell for, and it's the same shit.
Absolutely. And I was actually, I'm going to bring Apple up, and that's a great point, because Apple is actually, they're a marketing company. People think they're a tech company. They're actually a marketing company. They haven't introduced anything new to the marketplace. The iPad was around for a decade. Microsoft had it around a decade.
Yeah.
So was the iPod. I mean, you could, at the time the iPod came out for $100, you could buy one for $20 at Rite Aid, an MP3 player. So what they were very good at, and what they still are, is at marketing the emotions, the feelings of the product. I think one of the most successful campaign was that campaign where they're holding the iPhone and they're dancing, and you just see the silhouette. And
they're so cool, yeah.
And they're not selling the product. Not once are they saying you're going to get the fastest processor, you're going to get the, whatever. They're just selling the experience, the emotions they're going to feel when they're listening to the music.
Yeah.
And so when I finally switched over to, okay, how do I relate to these people on an emotional level? That was not only very counterintuitive, because when you think about selling something, you think about selling a product versus speaking to somebody at deepest emotions. I mean, that's just not something that I feel like most people are taught in sales. They're always like, sell the features and benefits, get to know, become a friend with them and sell the features and benefits. And it really isn't that. I think that it's absolutely wrong, actually. And I'm going to go through, actually. Let me pull up.
Okay, so guys, without further ado, I just started the recording. We're going to talk about, how he makes $2,000 plus a day writing non-salesy blog posts in weird niches. So let me bring up his thing. Yeah, sell the sizzle, not the steak. So here is, without further ado, I will. Oh, you already had a little bit about yourself. Yeah. So here, I'll let you go through everything.
All right.
Sorry, but last question. How long did it take you between when you hit $200 a day to $1,000?
It was like overnight.
Okay.
It was overnight, because it was literally just
1 day, 2 days.
I remember, like, the day before I'd made like $150 profit.
Okay.
And I put this new advertorial, which was like a new concept for me. Like the whole idea of, let me put this blog post in between my like sales page or whatever, seemed counterintuitive. I'm like, no, that's too many steps.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever going to read that. It just seemed too counterintuitive, but I did it. And I woke up, I remember, because I would turn my ads on at 5 in the morning, go back to sleep, wake up at 8 o'clock, and look at my ads. And I remember waking up and I'd already made $300 profit, which I'd only made $150 a day before, the whole day.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, oh, there's got to be a mistake. My spin must have been like out of control. I'm kind of freaking out. And then like by the end of the day, I'd made like over $1,000 profit.
So the difference between $150 a day and $1,000 a day was one night. So
and it was just
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was just literally going went from selling features and benefits to just hitting them an emotional. I mean, the advertorial I wrote.
What were you selling, if you don't mind me asking?
Student debt relief was the one that really was my breakthrough one, because then I was, selling, like I said earlier, refi, consolidate your loan to oh my God, my parents co-signed my loan. Like, I stay up at night crying. How am I gonna feed my children? I can't buy a car. I've ruined my life. Like,
so you're hitting them hard.
I was really, I really hit people hard. I'll show you some examples.
Okay, so let's go into it. Here you go. Just go into things. And do you want me to flip the slides for you?
So okay, we'll go to the next slide. Perfect. Okay, so who am I? We kind of went over this. I'm a crazy, eccentric person. I'm a creative for the most part, which is why I do so well at copywriting. I love cash. I love money. I love making money. In fact, actually, I'll show you guys right now. Let's see how much I have in my pocket. And I love money. Let's see. So that's why I was naturally drawn to internet marketing, because, just the love of the money, love of the ability to make money from my computer, right? So I've done quite a bit of traveling across the states, mainly the past year, Burning Man, New Orleans, I've had a great life the past 2 years since I have hit my success in the internet marketing space. So I'm going to just go into, I think the formatting got a little messed up, but I'm just going to go into the 5 key areas for a profitable advertorial. So I'm not sure why the formatting is a little messed up, but just bear with me here. So the number 1 is you need to elicit emotions in your headline. Number 2, you need to tap into their primal emotions. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of go more into detail at each of these bullet points. Number 3, highly readable, which is something that most marketers ignore, which is how readable is your actual advertorial? At what grade level is your advertorial? So I'm going to share with you a cool tool that I use to make sure that I'm kind of dumbing down my advertorial, because I actually have a pretty big vocabulary. So I really have to consciously be aware of dumbing down my vocabulary. I mean, Donald Trump is a great example, right? I think Donald Trump, they say his speeches are at like a 5th grade level, and I believe it, because for the most part, that's kind of where people are going to be the most comfortable trying to understand and process knowledge quickly. You don't want to use big words. You want to keep it real simple. Okay, and then the 4th one rather, is speak to the inner voice in their head, right? So when it comes to marketing, it's really important to speak to the conversation that they're already having in their head. So if it's like, for example, a make money niche that you're into, if they're like, I hate the fact that I have to watch Netflix every night and I can't take my girlfriend out to a movie, and I hate the fact that I can't plan things out 3 months in advance because I don't know in 3 months I'm going to have money or not. Those are conversations that people are having in their head. So maybe it's the skin niche, which is, oh my gosh, I'm the oldest person in my marketing company that I work for, and I'm afraid that they're going to fire me because they don't find me relevant anymore, right? So this is stuff that they're talking about in their head that they're not telling people necessarily, but it's stuff that's highly emotional for them, right? So if you can tap into that inner voice that they have in their head, which we all have, that's really, once you tap into that inner voice, that's when you're going to hit that really, really high profit area, and get the biggest return on investment you can get in this world. So the next one is just promoting an offer that works. And I'm going to share with you some of the things that I do to find offers that I know are going to be slam dunks. All right, so I'm going to show you how to elicit a strong psychological response in your headline. So there's a few different what are called archetypal story types that I like to use, not only in my headlines, but also in the story that I like to tell itself. So I'll pull up, let me pull up some of my advertorials, and you guys can go visit Venture Insider Club, and I'll show you one. I'm kind of give you guys my sacrificial lamb. So sacrificial lamb, meaning obviously some of you guys are going to rip it off, which I'm fine with. It works. Obviously it works. Look, I have 5.9 thousand likes on it. So I ran some traffic.
I want to make clear one of Ronnie's one of the cool aspects that I love. Oh, did you pull out like a bunch of money?
Oh yeah, I did.
You roll around. This guy is hilarious because he rolls around with so much cash on him. It's fucking hysterical. But yeah, one thing you do really cool is you find like these weird, like lots of these companies you just have direct relationships with, and you found companies that are just weird verticals, lots of money, and you've been able to strike direct deals with them, and just I love that. Ronnie has a lot of interesting things to his approach, but sorry.
No worries. This is good. No, I'll explain. Business loan's a really good one, and now I'm going to see a bunch of people get into, which is fine. I've made some good money in business loans, and I'll share with you guys why it's such a good niche. First off, it's lead generation. So I like it because you don't have to get somebody to buy something. You just have to sell a lead. So it's easier to generate a lead than it is to generate a sale. So just, lead gen is good. And you get quite a bit of commission if you close a deal with these guys. So it's like about 7-8% of the closed deal. The average deal is about 20 grand. So, it adds up. You close a few deals, it really adds up. Let's see, where were we? So strong psychological response. So this one actually doesn't have the strongest psychological response, how to get a cash to grow your business when banks aren't lending. But what it does have is a trick, something, it's relatable. So most businesses understand, the feeling of being rejected for a business loan. So it's intriguing. But here's a few headlines that kind of story types that I like to use in my headlines. And there's 3 archetypal story types that I like to use a lot. The reluctant hero, which is a reluctant hero is a tarnished or ordinary man or woman with several faults or a troubled past, and he is reluctantly pulled into the story to do heroic acts. So like one that I've used before is this headline: "This man legally tricked the utility company for free electricity."
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's kind of a reluctant hero. He wasn't a guy that was trying to do it. He tricked it, and he got free electricity.
I like the word legally.
Legally, yeah. Yeah, we actually tested that. You got to put the legally in because, people want tricks, but people don't want to break the law. People want to break the rules, but people don't want to break the law.
Yeah.
Right? So the other one is the quest. And actually going back to that same tone of thought, which is people want to buy, but they don't want to be sold to. Right? So I'll cover that, in a second. So the quest is another great archetypal story that I love to use, which is the quest for identity, approval, or some type of magical elixir. So here's a headline that I've used in this niche. She was diagnosed with autism, so she discovered a mind hack to excel in life.
Oh my God.
So yeah, if you're in the autism niche and you're targeting you have a product, and you can find them on ClickBank or you can find a direct deal. Trust me, somebody that has a family member or that is struggling with autism is going to read that and click on it, and it's going to engage in a emotional response in them. The quest for vengeance, which is a great one because we all vengeance is one of these strong emotions.
Very moral. The moral standpoint,
yeah. So here's what I use for student debt, which is the quest for vengeance. Many Americans qualify for student loan forgiveness because of fraudulent lending practices.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, these guys fucked me over. I need to get vengeance on them. They fucked my life up. I need to get a forgiveness. Yeah. And so I kind of use this other in my copy. You need to get back at them. They screwed your life up. These colleges put you in student loans. It's not your fault, and we need to rise up and get vengeance. So I elicit very strong emotional.
So I have a question. For this sort of stuff, how do you come up with this stuff? How does somebody else? Everybody on this webinar is going to be. How do you get so deep into these people's minds that you can sell them? I mean, these are multiple. You're selling people in lots of different niches.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you get close to these people? How do you learn how they think? How do they You know,
well, you got to learn the ventriloquist method, which is coming up.
Oh, okay, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, the ventriloquist method's coming up in a few, but that's a great point. Is getting in their heads, which is most of the battle, because I think that myself included, and a lot of marketers do, is put themselves in the eyes of their consumer, and they kind of try to find relatable things. You know, like, well, I think that they're like this. I think that they're like that because I'm like this. And so the thing is, people are completely different. In fact, like I had a product, and it was probably I did marginally successful with, which was a derby, a roller derby product. It was an ebook, and I was selling this product to. I was trying to sell it to these kind of punk rock.
A roller derby.
Roller derby. So
you
don't know these girls that like beat the shit out of each other in skates, and they go around a rink, and it's a game. It's a pretty cool game. You got to look it up.
Girls beat. Wait.
Yeah.
Girls beat the shit out of each other and roll around on roller skates.
And a roller skate, and they like beat the shit out of each other. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. It was big in the 70s and the 80s and kind of went away.
Let me know if you think that's crazy. Yeah. That sounds pretty crazy.
So I had it is a pretty good niche.
So how you were selling this, and what, you just struck a deal with the company that they give you a percentage of the profits?
Well, I'm telling you about the assumption that I made.
Okay.
The assumption that I made was that I was gonna sell this product to these badass women. These like punk rock. I was trying to hit kind of these punk, because actually the type of woman that's into it is kind of a punk rock chick, you know, and it was kind of a how-to guide, you know, to do it. I didn't sell any copies of it, and then what I did was I did a survey. So I did like an AdWords survey, and I said, you know, here I'm making a product on derby, on roller derby. If you fill out your these questionnaire, I'm going to give you a free copy when it comes out. And so the question was, what is your biggest fears and frustrations? Who are you? What's the best way to describe you? And so what I learned was these people that are interested in the product weren't these badass punk rock chicks. These were actually stay-at-home moms that had grown up watching roller derbies in the 70s and 80s, felt very, very disillusioned and disempowered at their submissive role as a wife and mother, and felt empowered by seeing these women beat the shit out of each other. So I was selling to the wrong audience.
Whoa!
I was trying to sell to the players.
Yeah.
And I wasn't trying to sell to these women that had no intention of playing, actually. All these women, in fact, they said, I don't actually think I could ever do it, but I love watching it. I love watching these women that are so empowered beat the shit out of each other. So I was selling to the wrong audience.
Guys, type in awesome if you thought that was awesome, because, I mean, that's insane. The fact that I think that's a perfect example of, you know, we as marketers, we project what we think.
Exactly.
We project,
exactly.
You know, we're selling whatever it is, weight loss pills, skin creams, whatever, and we're like, we think women are going to want to see this.
Exactly.
Usually we're just fucking guessing.
It's a stab in the dark.
And it's what you did. I mean, you asked them, and you know, I tell people to look at the Facebook comments and stuff. But dude, you asked, dude, that is awesome, dude.
Yeah, right.
Freaking bringing the heat.
Well, going back to skincare, you know, most
you helped me a lot. I remember one of the first times we met, you helped me with my skincare angles, and that campaign actually turned into a $15,000 per day campaign for me.
Small tweaks, man.
And it was huge.
Yeah,
you know,
amazing.
I made over $1 million on that campaign because I consulted with a lot of people who worked in the skincare niche, and Ronnie was one of the guys who helped me with that too. So, sorry, go on.
Which I think a lot of the guys on this call are probably trying to hit the skincare. Let me ask you guys, and think about this out loud. What is a décolleté? Do you know what a décolleté is? Most people don't know what it is, but I guarantee you every single person that you're trying to sell a skincare product to knows what the décolleté is.
What the fuck
is the décolleté? Is the area beneath the chin, right here.
Oh, the turkey neck?
The turkey neck.
The turkey neck, yeah.
The turkey neck, which is the décolleté area. So also speaking in the vernacular that your customers are accustomed to, or like that they speak. Because, you know, you go back and we're trying to sell them on this, you know, most and on their wrinkles around their eyes, which is what most marketers are trying to do. And they had Beverly Hills MD that came out and said, I'm going to help you fix your décolleté area. And there was the first product to say that because they actually listened to their customers who were worried about their décolleté. They weren't worried about their eye, you know, crow's feet, which was what every marketer was trying to sell was
$100 million a year company,
right.
By the way. This guy, one of the owners of this company, Craig Clemens, actually has a reality TV show. It's called Lucky Bastards. It's about a bunch of rich New York bachelors. It's on A&E. Literally has his own reality TV show on him. But, you know, marketer, $100 million company.
Yeah, he's the best copywriter in the world right now, hands down.
That's awesome.
His company, Beverly Hills MD, is like been time and time again, year after year, is the highest direct-to-consumer profiting offer in the world right now. And so, that was one of the secrets of success, was that while everyone else was trying to hit the wrinkles underneath the eyes and the laugh lines and the crow's feet, he was the first one to say, hey, look, ladies, I'm going to help you fix your décolleté. And it was like bananas, because it was the first product to offer a solution to what they were really wanting. You know?
That's awesome.
And so, and I happen to have a little insight on how that happened. And so that's there you go. Find your décolleté in your marketplace.
That's great.
Okay. So,
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see the next slide.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. So, how to tap into the deepest emotions. So, fear, ego, frustrations, inner dialogue, hope, and happiness. Those are really the key points that are super important when I put together an advertorial. First and foremost, it's fear, ego, and frustration. Those are the three things that I really hone in on. Okay? What are my prospects afraid of? What keeps them up at night? Right? So for student debt, I put in, it keeps me up at night that I know that I can't save for my future. I can't save for my children. It keeps me up at night knowing that my parents co-signed for my loan, and now they're worried about their retirement. So I'm hitting every single one of those statements. For somebody that's suffering with that, when they read that sentence, they're going to feel something in their stomach. I've literally had people comment on my ad saying, I cried when I read your ad, when I read that article, because it hits so close to home.
Dude, like, that means that's insane.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Cried. You made people cry with your advertising.
And I'll listen to some of the calls, and they're crying. They call up crying because they're like, I've never seen an article that related so well with what I'm feeling. I didn't know so many other people felt this way, right? So their fear is such a powerful driving emotion. In fact, I don't know the exact, and I'm paraphrasing, but they just did this study a couple years ago on products, and you're going to sell 2 times more products selling something that's a solution to a pain point than selling a pleasure. So, for example, like you're going to sell more diet pills than you're going to sell Twinkies. Okay? You would think you'd sell more Twinkies, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's an immediate pleasure thing. You're going to sell more diet pills because you're solving a pain point in their life. Consumer, and you can look this up. There's actual statistics on this. Pain point products sell twice as much as pleasure products, right? So think about that. So automatically, if you're selling a pleasurable product, a product that's meant to improve their life in like a pleasurable way, you're already kind of in an uphill battle versus choosing a product that is immediately solving a very, very hard pain point in their life. So dandruff, hair loss, bone spurs. Yep. So for example, bone spurs. Most people, if I said, hey, look, dude, I'm going to sell you this ebook that's going to show you these stretches on how to prevent bone spurs, you were like, fuck off. Mm-hmm. I don't give a shit about bone spurs. Yeah. But if I find that person suffering with a bone spur, and I said, here's this ebook for $100, and it will fix your bone spurs, they're going to be like, dude, sell me 3 of them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, immediately, I have this immediate pain that needs fixing. So it's easier to sell a pain point product than it is to sell pleasure product.
Well, I think a perfect example of that is like there are a lot of people who have unhealthy lifestyles, and if you tried to sell them, an ebook on how if you try to sell them an ebook on, let's say like how to eat healthier diet products, they aren't going to buy that, or how to stop smoking.
Right.
People don't care about how to stop smoking until they're told by their doctor, you're going to die in 5 years unless you stop smoking.
Yeah.
Then they're addressing the pain point, but they're not so if somebody says, hey man, you should stop smoking because because it's unhealthy, it's like, but you tell them you're going to die in 5 years if you don't stop smoking. You're like, oh shit, okay, I'm going to address this.
Yeah. It's the plastic surgery is a massive industry, but eating well just isn't. You eat well, you're not going to need a lot of plastic surgery, right?
Yeah.
If you eat fruits and vegetables, you're going to look great forever for a good chunk of your life, and you're going to avoid that.
Yeah.
But that's not the huge industry. That's there's plastic surgery is a huge industry.
No.
And this is the fact of the matter is if you want to make the big money quick, you find industries that fix a problem. So business owner, I'm going to get into that actually. I'm going to give you some great ones.
Hey, I just want to shout out to Nick Cusomo. I agree. This guy, he said this guy is fucking genius. Dude.
Yeah, I hope you guys make a fuckload of money after this, because really once you just focus on these things, it's really like hitting the 80-20 rule. It's like just focusing on what works and just fuck off the other stuff that doesn't work. Let other people focus on like split testing to death, like some crazy stupid offer. Like I'm going to focus on a pain point offer.
I love how you do that. The way you run your companies, I think it's really smart. You let people. That's awesome.
I also work a lot less than most people.
You fuck around so much.
I do fuck around a lot. I am, and we'll get into that. But okay. So inner dialogue, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, which is have the conversation that they're already having in their head. So I'm in the addiction niche as well, and I would love to pull up, but the sites just got hacked, which sucks. But addiction niche, which is a big inner dialogue that people have is actually not the addicts themselves that call, because addicts don't actually think they're addicts for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
It's their family and friends that call usually for the drug addiction rehab. So the inner dialogue that they have in their head is, oh my God, I'm going to find Stacy dead in her room one day. I'm going to, or maybe even less dramatic is, I'm going to wake up and, all my nice jewelry is going to be stolen because, they're a drug addict and they steal my things in order to support their drug habit. So this is inner dialogue stuff. This is stuff they don't even want to admit to their close family and friends. But if you can tap into that, it's just like magic. When you can tap it and when you can like meet them at the conversation. In fact, in NLP, and some of the people, I know some of you guys know what NLP is. For what you don't, for guys that are new to it, no. Neuro-linguistics programming, which is a way of communicating with people to kind of very persuasive way of communicating with people.
It's let me explain real quick. NLP is it's a little known. I'm using copywriting. It's a little known kind of science of studying how words and language patterns affect people's emotional states and affect people's actions. So it's a really trippy thing. There's a lot of crossover between NLP and hypnosis, actually, and it's a really kind of deep study into words and language patterns, and it's trippy as hell. And once you start understanding the power of it and using it, it's
words have changed my whole life. Like the way I describe it, when I describe marketing at its core is I turn words into money. Like that's marketing at its core, is I can turn this set of patterns, this set of words into money in my pocket, right? So that's really important for me. So I was gonna.
Jay Perry says it's pimping at its finest.
It is pimping at its finest. This is legal drug dealing. Because think about it, like drug dealing is like, you're selling on all these emotional pain points that they have. It's not just the pleasure. Actually a lot of drugs aren't that pleasurable. I've never done crack, but what most people tell me, it's not the most pleasurable thing. Mm-hmm. It's filling this void that they have in their life. So a drug dealer really isn't a pleasure dealer. He's actually dealing with people's hurt and emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So
wow, interesting.
So inner dialogue, hope and happiness. Tap into what your prospects want as an outcome. And that's pretty obvious. That kind of goes into some of the features and benefits. But that's kind of not some of the features and benefits itself. So a feature and benefit is if you buy this car, you're going to, it has a really fast engine, and you're going to outrace all of your friends, and it's going to be great. But if you talk to their hope and happiness, people don't necessarily care about going fast. They care about getting laid, right? They care about getting pussy. They care about impressing their friends. So going back to what my mentor told me when I was trying to sell cars, which is if you're selling the car, you're not going to sell the car. He says, if a guy's coming in for this car, he doesn't really necessarily care about the horsepower of the car. He cares about the fact that he's going to get pussy in this car. Yeah. He cares about the fact that he's going to show up and his friends are going to be jealous. Yeah. When he comes in, when he rolls up in this new car. Yeah. So sell those things, their hopes and their happinesses. Like, sell the story of what they will achieve. So in student debt, I would focus on, imagine being free from debt. Imagine, opening up your bill every month and seeing a $0 payment and having that sigh of relief knowing that now you don't have that extra bill you have to think about every month, right?
That's huge. It's like a monkey on people's back, and if you sell that as opposed to, I think what you're saying is instead of selling like lowest APR 2.9,
exactly.
People don't care about having people people don't care about having the lowest price thing or the thing with the most features. People actually care about, does it solve their problem?
Yeah.
Is rolling up in this car going to make their friends jealous? Is it going to get them more pussy? Is it going to make their wife happy and be able, is it going to save, like protect their family and make their kids safe or make them feel safe?
We're very emotional. We like to think that we're logical creatures, but actually we're emotional. Everything that we do is based off of emotion first, and then we try to create a logic pattern around that. Right, so
that's a very good point.
I said a couple of weeks ago, a couple months ago, I bought a Rolex, and I emotionally just wanted the Rolex, but I rationalized it, saying, well, I'm going to buy it, and people are going to notice it, and I'm going to close more deals.
Yeah.
So I rationalized why I should buy myself this watch. You know what I mean? Which is really, it was an emotional purchase.
Show off your ring. Show off this guy.
Yeah. So
we the best.
We the best. Yeah, I love jewelry. I'm a little flashy. But, it's okay. I don't have a boss. I don't give a shit. So, that's really tapping into what they want as an outcome and not just the features and benefits. So they're psychological, they're id, they're reptilian. There's the reptilian brain and there's the mammalian brain, and then there is the civilized brain. Civilized brain is a very rational, trying to rationalize everything, but it's also the weakest part of our brain. The next part is the mammalian part of our brain, which is, respect, status, friendship,
where we are in the pecking, like wolves.
Exactly.
Where are people at in their tribe? It's kind of the social. Am I hot?
Exactly. Yeah. And then the next step down, which is actually the oldest and the most powerful part of our brain, which is the id, the reptilian part of our brain,
the brainstem.
The brainstem, which is the most basest desires: sex, fear, hunger, basically. Like just the most basic primal desires. And when you're tapping into the id, when your copy is stripping the societal, the least developed part of our brain, which is this human, the logical part, strip that away, because that already is the weakest part of our brain. So you want to hit at least the mammalian part of our brain, which is the pecking order. But really what you're trying to hit is the id, which is the controller of each of these other brains. Because the id ultimately controls everything. It's our most primal desires. When you can speak to that part of the brain, that is when you're going to basically, that person's at the whim. This is very dark Jedi shit. If you use it right, that person is at the whim of what you want their action to be.
Guys, type in bomb ass fucking shit, or just type in bomb shit if this is awesome, if this is making sense to you. This is frankly, dude, I'm I should have a notepad and taking notes.
Yeah.
But this is, type in bomb shit or bomb stuff, if you have problems with bad language. But if you guys are getting a lot of value from this, because this is really deep stuff into mindset, and I haven't even talked about the triune brain.
The triune brain, yeah, that's the triune brain theory.
But that is the deepest level of marketing. It's a science, and I just want to make sure you guys shut off your other tabs or whatever. Listen to this guy, because this is really awesome stuff, man. Thank you, by the way, for this is cool stuff.
This is great. I'm having a great time.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of people saying bomb shit.
Yeah.
This is how you mind fuck your prospective customers. Yeah. And it's honestly, this is what I'm talking about when you guys read my emails. I am always, I'm always transparent. I'm always telling the truth. And when I said that, that this guy is not optimizing ads, this guy is not analyzing data, he's not split testing that much, it's all true. Just because he kind of makes up for, you make up for basically all that stuff with really getting into the minds of the customers. So he, if he goes after a particular niche, he just, he just puts up some free WordPress template and writes really good articles, and he's able to get a ton of sales. So, it's crazy, but it's really useful. Yeah, keep going on. This is awesome. Do you want me to move to the next?
Yeah, and here's something.
Slide?
Yeah, the next slide, which is something that I think is like one of the most underlooked part of. In fact, actually, let's pull up, which is readability. Your font matters, right? So serif font, and this is just a lot of testing I've done. Serif font is like Times New Roman, actually, but do not use Times New Roman. That's like a game killer. Like, I've tested it. Times New Roman is a terrible font to use. Georgia is a very highly converting font. So if you're in a financial niche, yeah, type that in. Georgia is a great font to use for like kind of like baby boomer financial niches. Now, on the other hand, a sans serif, which is a serif that has a caps, is kind of a more formal, authoritative font. A sans serif font is a more streamlined font. Like Arial is a good one. Now,
yeah, I use Arial. I do consumer marketing, so I just use it.
Helvetica is kind of like the standard that I like to use. Helvetica is what Apple uses and everything. It's kind of like Arial and Helvetica are great fonts to use for more consumer-facing, lower-value niches. So I'm not going to use a Georgia font on student debt. It's just not going to work. However, a Georgia font on like a Forex, a Forex advertorial or a business loan advertorial, using that, it's more authoritative. And so these are these little psychological things that make a huge difference. Okay, so also make sure that you have a 6th grade reading level. So in this, there's readability-score.com.
I'm just going to type in 6th grade or lower.
Well, yeah,
reading level.
Too low, maybe like 3rd to 6th grade.
But basically make it simple, stupid.
Yeah, like James and the Giant Peach is a great book that like everyone can read. It's just really like an easy book. Like Roald Dahl, I like reading this stuff because it's like very good, very, very good writing. And it's something that I read when I was like in 3rd grade, and I can still pick up and like I can still relate to. Roald Dahl, which she wrote, James and the Giant Peach, Matilda, a lot of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, which I know you wouldn't think that this guy's going to help you in your copy, but if you go to these classic books and figure out why are they so classic, what is it about them that have endured this test of time? And for the most part, a lot of it is just readability. It's simply just how readable it is and how well each sentence flows with each other. And I really do think that's a really big, important factor a lot of people are talking about, is just how well each sentence flows. So I like using 2-sentence paragraphs. So I'll show you kind of in this, you see, 2 to 3, you see these aren't like long paragraphs. It doesn't look, if I were to condense this all into regular paragraphs, it would look too intimidating. They would go to the advertorial.
And this is a business to business niche.
Yeah, and this is more
so
of like
Devin Sanders asked, even in financial niches, this is business to business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to make it real easy for them to read, because we live in a snack food culture. Like like YouTube videos. Yeah. Like YouTube videos are what most people are consuming now, which are small videos. It used to be people would sit down and watch a movie or watch a television show. Yeah. Now people are splitting up the entertainment into like 6-minute video here, a 10-minute video there, or a 2-minute kitten video here. It's like this, like, really, people are like, we're competing against cat videos. You know what I mean?
Dude, it's so true though.
So it is true, because you're just 1 second away from them to like get like a porn pop up and like, fuck this, I'm gonna go jerk off or whatever, So so we really got to keep their attention. So it's like each paragraph kind of leads into the next. Each sentence leads into the next. It's like the headline buys a click. Your first sentence buys the next sentence, buys the next sentence. So I see every paragraph and every sentence as just like buying me an extra 3 seconds in reading. I don't see it as like I assume that they're going to read the whole thing. I assume that they're going to read about one chunk at a time. So I got to make sure that each chunk leads them into the next chunk naturally.
Yeah.
In the readability.
So this is actually something I was talking about the other day, and just to kind of clarify that point. Basically, your headline, all you have when people land on your page is all you have people read is this headline. And if they like it, they'll keep reading. If they don't, they're moving off. Now, when you get the headline, you probably have these 2 sentences to get people hooked, and if they aren't interested after these 2 sentences, they're going to click off your page. But if you are good at copywriting enough, and would you say this is accurate, you get a little more leeway. You can get them to read this next part of your paragraph. And if they're still interested, they'll read, if this is boring, they won't read anything else. But if they read this, you got them for the rest of the entire thing, and you can get the sale.
Or usually what a lot of people do, just based off the heat maps, is they'll read the headline, they'll go down here, they'll read this. So that's why I like to have a lot of these quotes. They'll read your quotes.
Oh, interesting.
Right? Yeah. So I use these quotes that have strong emotional hooks. So you read the quote, because they're going to go through this. They're going to read the headline, they're going to scroll down like this. They're not going to read they're going to read a little bit of it to make sure it's even worth reading more. I mean, we all do this. Read the bullet points first, and then like, oh, that looks interesting. Let me read the actual whole article. If not, fuck this. So they're going to read that, and they're going to see, I'm afraid I may lose my business and everything I've worked so hard to achieve. So they're going to read that and like, oh, shit. Maybe a little hits a little, and they're going to come down here. Leverage funding is a great option for businesses that need a short-term loan with a flexible repayment option. Okay, I know what this is about. Getting cash, bad credit. They're going to read the call to action next. Bad credit, okay, all right. Let me read more, but then they're going to read the article. So they usually pick apart 2 or 3 things first, kind of like your bullet points or your H2 tags, and then they're going to read your article. So that's why I like to have these quotes and these like kind of like I pre-sell my pre-sell. Everything is very well thought and thinking like, how do I keep them? How do I keep them here? I keep buying more time. Yeah. How do I keep buying more of their attention? Right? And then it just has a good call to action. Right? So
that's awesome. Yeah, let's here's your
yeah. Actually, I'll show you another one. So this is one I did with dyslexia. Right? So you see we had, quite a bit, 286 likes. This is a very small audience, by the way. So the same thing is parents usually start to realize something's wrong within the first few things. Parents are told by well-meaning teachers. So they can kind of read the story by just reading the outline things. And then they read.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of a trick. That is a very important part of the process. Okay, so readability. The ventriloquist marketing method. Okay?
That sounds good.
Yeah, so ventriloquist, is speaking in the voice, is throwing your voice. So obviously, like, I am not like in my addiction niche, like I wrote as if I'm a middle-aged mom. Like I'm not a middle-aged mom with a, daughter that is addicted to drugs.
Mm-hmm.
However, whoever read that article would think, wow, this mom is really struggling with this problem with her drug-addicted daughter.
Yeah.
It's because I use the voice of my consumer or the prospect. So what I do is I visit Facebook groups or I visit forums. So I'll just even type in something, let's say, drug addiction support group.
Oh, dude, that's great.
Right? Or support forum.
Yeah, let's do.
Yes, forums are good. Right? So recovery.org forum. Actually, I saw a good one right here. Alcohol addiction, drug addiction, opiate addiction, recovery and addiction. Okay. Let's see what they're saying at these forums. Substance abuse. I can't do this alone.
Oh my God.
I've been in pain management doctors for 2 years. So what I'll do is literally just copy and paste their exact words. And what I'll do is I'll compile a bunch of them together. And you can even go to like SurveyMonkey, and you can put in all the data in. And what it'll do is it has a pretty kind of AI thing. It'll pick apart the phrases that keep coming up. So the more data you feed into SurveyMonkey, it'll start to pick apart these phrases that keep coming up. So it could be, I can't do this alone, and I'm worried. It could just be that phrase.
I wake up with these tremors inside of me.
Yeah.
The outside of my body does not shake, but my whole body inside shakes horrendously.
Yeah.
I get chest pains where it feels like my heart is tightening up. Uh-oh. I don't sleep anymore. In fact, I'm scared to sleep. I have nightmares and I wake. Dude, this is crazy. If anyone sees this and can relate in any shape, way, or form, please help. Dude, this is great copy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is great copy.
Steal that, guys.
Yeah.
If you guys are in the drug addiction, you wrote one of the best advertorials I've ever seen for.
Yeah.
So Ronnie actually he was promoting a rehab treatment center, and he wrote one of the best advertorials I've ever seen in the rehab niche, and it's scary good. You showed a before and after. So the before and after he did was a girl clutching a teddy bear. It was basically selling the mothers, and if I recall, and basically you were showing, oh, she used to be such a nice little girl, and now she's like fucked up.
Yeah.
And he showed the before and after the before picture was a picture of a girl. It was like a nice 13-year-old girl or whatever, 8-year-old girl clutching a teddy bear.
Yeah.
She looked really nice and innocent, just nice, innocent, blonde, white girl clutching a teddy bear. And then you showed the after picture, and the after picture was this kind of punk teenage girl. She had her hair dyed black. She had like plugs in her ears. She had nose ring, and she had like black fingernails.
Yeah.
And she just looked angry.
It was the same girl. Actually,
it was the same girl.
Same girl.
Yeah.
So, as a friend of mine, I told her I was going to use her photos. So I picked out a photo of her when she was young and cute, and this photo of her. When everyone's a teenager, they kind of go through a phase where they look like an asshole.
Yeah.
So I found the most asshole picture of her, and that was the drug-addicted photo, and the comments were priceless. They were like, how could this teddy bear clutching sweetheart go to this selfie pout-facing drug addict?
Oh my God.
that was my favorite one.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So
that was so funny.
So yeah, you come over here to like and usually they have like their most popular discussion. So
sex addict. Wow.
Yeah.
Sex addiction.
The moment we all wait
the call to action could be call Ronnie.
I believe that love is expressed to the universe if you call it God. And it's interesting, like these type of comments are actually gold. If you run it through like some of these software like SurveyMonkey, and like there's other ones that'll compile and kind of come up with these comments. You'll see these comments that refer to like they're like God and belief in God kind of come up, and you can use those. Say, hey, God didn't put you on this planet to be a fat fuck. You need to take these diet pills, or whatever. So use their words, and
I feel like it works. Like it's coming up, and I've seen it a couple times in this drug addiction thing. It seems like God and drug addiction
God and
are tied together. So that's interesting too.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have thought that if I wasn't researching it.
Yeah, so that's good. So
one of the questions we have from Mike M. Oh, dude, is it okay if so we're mainly going to take questions at the end, but, dude, I love doing this, dude. Mike, ready your mic. Dude, I love unmuting people. It's like my favorite thing, dude.
All right, we're going to unmute you, Mike.
We're going to unmute you, Mike. People freak out when I unmute them. Mike.
Also good for delivery, only from the #1 dealer in.
What's going on?
Fine furniture.
Mike.
Listen up.
Can you hear me?
Oh, Mike, you're killing me. No one is Mike.
Okay, someone's multitasking. Okay. I'm going to take another question. Mike, what's going on with multitasking here? Okay, here, we got Scott Ripley. Scott, I hope you're not multitasking, man. Mike is watching TV on, while...
I hope you're watching the O.J. Simpson's case, because that's some good copywriting right there, man. Johnny Cochran.
Okay, Scott Ripley. Let's unmute this guy and see if he's... Scott, you've muted yourself on your side. Scott?
Hey.
Hey,
oh,
Scott,
we
what's
got
up,
a
man?
live one. Have you ever been unmuted on a webinar before?
I have, yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Oh, okay. Cool. Most people don't expect it in their life.
I've never been unmuted.
Okay.
I wish people probably wish they could mute me in real life.
So Scott, you had a question. And first of all, where are you calling from? And yeah, where are you calling from? And maybe what's your experience as an affiliate?
Calling from Western Australia, and experience as an affiliate is, at the moment, I'm going for brain pills as my niche, Facebook and native.
Cool. So what's your question?
My question is, because I've seen Ronnie on a few of the webinars and in the course as well,
Yeah.
and I've seen your copywriting before. I just want to know how you drive your customers to your website so that they can start reading the copy.
Native advertising and Facebook. And also I'm just now getting into YouTube and Instagram advertising, which looks extremely promising. But mainly native advertising and Facebook advertising.
Right. Okay. So an eye-catching headline and image through native and drive to the articles that you just showed us now.
Yeah, and actually for a tip just on either of those traffic sources, image is so important in conversion. Image is everything. So test image, that test image. Image is one of the first things that I'll immediately start swapping out, especially on Facebook. Cool?
Yeah, cool. Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. That was cool. I love unmuting people, man.
Yeah,
it's
it's
my
awesome.
new favorite thing.
All right. So keep a swipe file of pain points. So swipe file, I don't know if you guys have swipe files, but if you're not collecting swipe file, start doing that today. So swipe files, whenever you see an ad out in the wild that maybe, you just take a screenshot of it and take that advertorial, you screenshot it or put it into a Word document or whatever, the actual words, and keep a folder. And I actually will put them, into different categories like skin or brain or student debt or whatever. And so just having the swipe file, you can go through and pick it apart and look at the pain points, what other marketers are trying to hit. That's kind of a very basic, you should be doing that anyway, but also not just a swipe file of marketing, but I also keep a swipe file of magazines that my prospect is reading. So I do diabetes, and also, diabetes is a good one for me. So diabetes, I read a lot of these older, demographic magazine, like Reader's Digest is a good one for diabetes, because evidently a lot of Reader's Digest, readers have diabetes.
They have bad digestion.
Yeah, they have a bad case of the diabetes. But so I'll read and kind of just get to know my audience. I don't read Reader's Digest, but when I was doing my diabetes research, I was reading all of these magazines that they were reading and trying to pick up on their vernacular. And you'll find that different niches have different ways of speaking. Like internet marketers, we have a different, we crush. We're always trying to crush stuff. We're trying to get these grinding, and we've got to rise and grind.
Conversion. Nobody knows what the fuck that shit is.
And ROI, and you know what I mean? So we have our own lingo. So it's really important to find the lingo and the insider words that people in your target has, right? So, and that's keeping the swipe file so you can just kind of like look at, you know, when you're writing it, you can look at all these files and say, okay, what are these words that keep coming up? Maybe these words that you don't recognize, or these slang that keep coming up. And slang is really important when speaking, because then they read that slang and they're like, oh, this person gets me.
Yeah.
You know, if you see an article that says how to get epic EPCs for high ROI,
I'd be like, cool.
Oh, we're probably gonna click on us. Yeah. Any other person's gonna look at it like, I don't know what the fuck that even means.
Yeah.
So the more you speak in their lingo and their vernacular, like the better it's going to do. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. That's the thing to do. Okay, that's kind of
Ricky, we're going to take questions very soon. So
yeah, this is the last slide. So how to find, and we kind of talked about this earlier, which is, does the niche have a pain point? Is it a pleasure product or a pain point product? I always go for the pain point product. So diabetes, student debt relief, business loans, hair loss. Hair loss is a great niche that people aren't talking about, especially for women. Women hair loss is a massive pain point for a lot of women that women aren't talking about. Oh, it's so embarrassing for them because, you know, women aren't supposed to lose their hair and they don't talk about it. And it's not something that they don't talk about in society. So when you read an article that's speaking to their hair loss, that's not something that our society doesn't want to accept, that women lose hair, which is unfortunate. It does happen. That to listen to the strong emotion, I'm like, oh my God, this article understands me and my hair loss struggle as a woman. Or even as men. I mean, men, their hair loss can be an extremely emotional, you know, experience for them. Business loans, those are the kind of the main ones that I'm in. So those are ones that do very, very well for me. But anything with a very strong pain point is kind of my knee brace, back brace are good ones. Prescription medications, is going to be a little careful with those.
I mean, you go really hard hitting, like obviously drug addiction.
Yeah.
You know, drug rehab is like massive pain points. I'd say business loans. Yeah. You know, which you showed us. You know, if a company is running out of money and needs more money now, that's a huge pain point. That nobody, you know, the fear of losing your own business is a huge one. What you were talking about, student debt relief. I mean, that's like being, you know, lots of these kids, whatever, they're $100,000 in debt. I'm sure that's fucking, it's brutal being in debt. And, you know, that's a huge fucking pain point.
Yeah, so
it's
like
a monkey on people's backs.
On the brain pill, because actually I've done a little bit of brain pill stuff. I know the last caller said that he was hitting that. So people focus on, you know, oh, the brain's going to excel your brain, which works. Awesome. It's fine. But what I was doing to get it to work, which is your coworkers are doing this and running circles around your performance, and you don't even know it.
Wow. So you're tapping into, again, the mammalian brain, and you're saying, look, they're doing better than you because they know something that you don't.
And they're going to get the raise, and they're going to get laid. I even get into like, hey, look, you know, they're getting the better mates even. They're getting the better girlfriend because, you know, he's the one that got the raise and you know, got to drive the nice car. And,
look, guys like us are doing whatever the fuck. It's like, you need these brain pills, man.
So on the brain, you know, focus less on like, oh, you're going to supercharge your brain to your coworkers that you hate are doing it and you're losing because of it. And you're not going to get laid because they're the ones taking all the mates, because they're the ones who have the competitive advantage that you don't even know about.
So instead of saying people, hey, take this pill so you can win, you're saying, hey, take this pill so you don't lose.
Exactly.
You just reframe it the other way.
So you don't lose. Exactly. So you're not, you know, losing out in the evolutionary game, the genetic game.
Got it. Scott, I hope that helps you. That's cool stuff. Dude, awesome. Dude, fucking guys, first of all, that's the end of Ronnie's slides. We're going to take some questions here. Just, let us know, say, type in like, that was great or something. If you guys thought Ronnie, let me know. Say encore, ENCORE, say encore if you guys would like to see Ronnie again on another webinar. We hang out a lot. We're all back here in LA, and just type in encore if you guys would like Ronnie to do another training with us. And Ronnie, look, here's just these are all the encores. So okay, I will definitely bring Ronnie on again. I'm seeing dude, we have freaking that's insane. But guys, awesome stuff. We're gonna take. Dude, you're getting, it keeps rolling. More people are saying encore. Dude, that was awesome.
Right on. Well, I did want to make an offer for your guys' audience.
Yeah.
For the audience here. Copywriting is difficult. I have a team that we've been doing it, and we obviously do it quite successfully, consistently.
Yeah.
So if you just want our team to do it for you, we have a done-for-you advertorial service.
Okay.
Where we've already gone through a lot of these niches, monetized them, we know it works. So just reach out to me. So if you have a pen and paper, before I field questions, just take down my number, and you can just text me if you're interested in getting some custom advertorials for your business. So 562.
Here, let me actually write it on the screen.
Write it down.
So what should they text? Just their name and their business or something like that? Or do they need to type in their email or what?
Yeah, just name and business, and I'll text you back and just say I saw you on John's course.
Okay.
So you could just put in,
Okay, and what's
562 326 4261.
61
you can email me at I check this email.
Oh, here, let me just type it in.
Yeah. I check this email at gmail.com.
You're giving out your personal email?
That's my well.
Okay. I check this email
at gmail.com.
Guys, I don't even know why he's doing that. I never give out my personal email.
You should have given out the text. It was too late now, bro.
Name, and text your name and business. And are there any other qualifications they should know about? Dude, you're gonna get a lot of there are literally hundreds of people on this webinar.
Yeah.
So
well, we'll see. Like I said, we've done all the testing, and we're copywriters that run traffic. So a lot of copywriters will write your copy, but they won't risk any of their own money behind their own copy. So So anyway, let's field these questions.
Dude, I can't even believe you're doing that.
What?
You understand how many hundreds of people are on this webinar.
See.
I have a big audience.
Well, actually, I was going to put my social, but now that you're saying
Dude, I have a very big audience. This is, dude, whatever. You're going to get a lot. Okay. Yeah, guys, text, only if you're serious, text your name and business, and Ronnie will hook you up with his team, I guess. Dude, there's a lot. Yeah. Okay.
Right, we'll see.
Okay. So let's take some questions. And don't worry, Ron. Okay. So let's take some questions, guys. Type in the questions, and if you guys have a question, God, there's so many comments here, bro. Do you folk? Okay. Let's Rick. David Rocher, Nick. Okay, we'll do Nick Rocher, then David Kasumo. Okay, I'm unmuting you, bro. Okay, Nick, what's going on? Nick, what are you doing? Is this kid jerking off?
Dude, he's snorting some lines, man. Save
That's what it sounds like. Nick, are you there? Okay. That's not going on. Let's see, what other, dude, that is so weird. Dude, people, I don't know, what are people doing on these webinars? Okay, David Rocher. David, I'm coming for unmute. Please don't be doing anything. Dude, okay. It's so fucking funny, dude, people. David.
Hello, guys.
Hey, what's going on, man? Dude, thank you for not like totally multitasking like some people. How's it going? So where are you calling from, and kind of what's your experience as an affiliate?
Well, I'm calling from Hilo, Hawaii.
Wow. Hello.
Yeah, aloha, guys. And but I really want to get keyed in and focused on how to do affiliate marketing, because I'm actually fairly a newbie.
Okay.
And so I'm watching your seminars because I have a lot to learn. And I took some training about 15 years ago on hypnotic marketing and stuff like that.
Nice.
I've used them mostly for video editing that I do.
Nice.
But I really want to, instead of making other people money, working for millionaires and making videos for them that just make their business successful, I need to do that for myself and really apply my skills in such a way that I can do that. So I'm like in first or second grade. I kind of feel like that, you know. And you guys are high schoolers that you can mentor me a little bit, or college students that can really make a big difference in my life, you know.
Well, sorry to cut. We have a lot of questions. What's your question?
All right, so do you focus only on English language, or convert your language pages to other languages? And if so, do you use software to do that?
Yeah.
Or is there a tool or method?
I actually, on my hair loss offer for the first time, or my hair loss one, I have had it translated. I've hit mostly the English market just because it's my comfort zone. But
you're Mexican, though.
Yeah, well, I'm Mexican, but I speak eloquent English. Okay?
English isn't even this guy's first language, which
English.
Is funny.
Okay, no.
Yeah, so to answer your question, yes, there's so much opportunity out there in other languages. I personally haven't, I'm just tapping into it, so I really can't give you an expert answer on that. But yeah, absolutely I wouldn't do a program. For this one, I actually paid a translator that is familiar with copywriting, and I think that's also important, is somebody that understands copywriting and can translate to translate it.
So now, do you guys use mobile ad networks?
Mobile ad networks. I mean, I run my ads on Facebook and on different native ad networks. So I'm not necessarily doing a lot of mobile, especially because I kind of add, me personally, and this is just my business, and everyone's different because mobile definitely works. I kind of have businesses that I focus on baby boomers. I focus on them a lot, and they're almost all desktop users.
Cool. Yeah. So is that mostly like for like nutritional supplements, or?
Ronnie's sorry, I have other people with questions. Ronnie focuses in like financial niches and lead gen verticals. He doesn't do Nutra. I do Nutra, but yeah, he does. So awesome. Hope that helped you out, David.
It does. Thank you.
Have a good one. Cool. Let's go. Bud Grant. Bud. Let's go into Bud Grant. Oh, let me say, yo, Christina. You're unmuted. Christina worked for Golden Hippo.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. What's up going on, Christina? You're unmuted. Oh, she's not responding. But yeah. I actually, yeah. Bud. Hey, Bud? Is he here? What are people doing? Oh, there he is. Yeah. Hey, Bud, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yep. Yeah. It sounds like you're, what are you up to? Where are you calling from? What's your experience as an affiliate?
I have no experience as an affiliate yet. Basically, I'm interested in marketing my web hosting services.
Okay. And where are you calling from, and what are you doing right now?
I'm not doing anything. I'm not multitasking. If that's what you're
No,
saying.
I just hear some stuff in the background. That's why. But where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Maine.
Oh, cool. The Maniac.
Yes.
What's your question?
Basically, my question, not really to deal with the business part, but I was wondering, where do you find these niches that you want to monetize? Like, what do you search for in Google?
Okay, so I mean, there's kind of two parts to that question, which is, I think the first part is which niche to get into marketing, which I kind of went over some good ones like student debt, business loans, back pain, hair loss are good ones. The other part is where do you find the offers, which would be affiliate networks. And that's F5 Media is a good affiliate network. Obviously, Nutrist, John's network, is a great network to promote offers on.
Not to plug myself real quick,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, one, we were talking about pain points, and one of the reasons I've always focused on Nutra is because, when you're talking about somebody's, how beautiful somebody perceives themselves at, if somebody thinks they're ugly, or if somebody, has problems with their weight, I mean, these are just, and we do hair loss as well. These are massive fucking pain points. Massive.
Yeah.
Just like you promote stuff around the money niche.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
So, what is where would you go online? You just go on Google. I'm like, all right, I just want to pick a niche that no one else has messed with,
Well,
or at least try to find one.
I wouldn't do one if you're just starting. I wouldn't go with a niche that nobody else has done. You want to be a settler, not a pioneer. Pioneers get scalped, and settlers prosper. Right? So you don't want to be the first one to the game. Like, you want to be new, but not the first one. So find pain point niches, and most of the big niches are there's really not going to be a lot of new stuff online. I mean, people, if it's making money, somebody's figured it out by now. So I wouldn't worry too much about competitiveness. In fact, competitiveness shows that there's money being made. So if it's a good competitive niche, I think that's a good thing. Because what my grandpa told me, if you're being chased by a bear, you don't need to run faster than the bear. You just need to run faster than the person running next to you, right? And so it's the same thing for anything that's a competitive niche. All you need to do is be better than most of the people, which isn't that difficult. Most people have shitty copy, and they don't optimize that well. So, I mean, really running circles around an average person isn't that difficult. So,
Does that answer your question?
Well, yeah, but, just to finish it up, like you said you were plugging yourself, what site do you go to find these
Nutrist?
niches?
You want to pull up your website, I guess?
Dude, just go to if you're on my email list, I'm sure you should see, the email, you get it from Nutrist.com. That's my affiliate network, and we're growing by leaps and bounds, but you just sign up as an affiliate for here. So
okay,
yeah,
that's basically my question was, how do you find these? How do I get into it?
Yeah.
I want to find a list of niches that I can pick and take on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you'll find some great ones in Nutra. John has some good offers in there.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Other affiliate networks I recommend are, we look to work with more experienced people, but other affiliate networks I recommend are ClickBank.com and Ads for Dough, A4D.com. So those are the affiliate networks I personally recommend. Cool. All right, man. Does that answer your question?
Thanks.
Cool.
Sure did. Thank you.
Have a good one. Let me Bud Grant. Let's go to this guy has been throwing Devin. Devin, are you there? Here, let's unmute him. Devin Sanders. Devin, is he jerking off? Is this guy jerking off? This guy sounds like he's jerking off. Oh, Devin? 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Some people don't like being unmuted. Ricky. I'm going to go with Ricky. Dude, people aren't ready for the unmute, man. I love that. That's my favorite thing. Ricky.
Yeah, hi guys. Hi guys. How are you? Thank you so much for.
Hey, Ricky. Where are you calling in from? What is your experience as an affiliate?
Okay, I'm calling from Canada.
Ooh.
And I'm in the forest, surrounded by deer and bears and all kinds of wild
Are you a
animals.
hunter?
No, I actually love animals, and I see them in front of my window. Actually, as I was seeing this webinar, I was seeing some deer walk in front of my window.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
And that's what I love about affiliate marketing. It's the coolest business anybody can ever.
So what's your experience
the
in
question.
affiliate, and what's your question? Sorry, I have a lot of people. Like,
Yeah, I want to get to the question, but my experience is I'm just at the mid level where I'm getting some WordPress sites approved by Google and the Display Network. I'm active in Facebook. I'm growing audiences, and I'm just entering native ads.
Okay.
This is a question for you guys. This really, I appreciate, first of all, the opportunity. I just want to say thank you. Thank you guys for taking the time, for taking the cool, just relaxed time that you're taking to teach. You're giving more than some courses that are paid right here in this webinar. And I just want to say that to the audience, okay?
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, now, it's like PhD level copywriting what you're teaching here, not high school.
Okay.
Anyway, the question is brief because I know there's a lot of people. I'm working on a WordPress site right now to just, I finally got approved by some things with Google that they were, wanted me to do this and that. Now, I want the same, if I'm going to do an advertorial, I realized today, man, I'm going to need a WordPress site to be approved by Facebook and another one for the native ads, which allow a lot. How do you handle, if you have an advertorial, do you do one that is kind of compliant with Facebook and then another one that takes a kind of a wilder spin for the native ads? Okay. How do you do it, Ronnie?
Okay, so
he's asking, do you have like a safe safe one and then a regular one?
I don't. I know a lot of people. I don't cloak, and I get that a lot. I actually personally, I do white hat stuff for the most part, so I don't cloak. So I mean that answers your question, but
the answer is
no, it's not about cloaking.
Blog, he sends traffic to that. He doesn't have like a.
I'll give you a little kind of like quicker little rundown. Go to Venture Insider Club. So like this is a website that I've created to launch advertorials on.
So this is literally the site that he submits to the ad network and the site that users see and everything.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, but when you go to native and you have an advertorial that is like, I mean, I see that advertorials take a lot more freedom than, say, what Facebook would approve. And I want to go to native ads, but I say, man, if I put an advertorial in native, it's going to sound almost like, you can't use the copywriting power that you can.
Sorry, let me address this, Ricky. Ricky, just, Ricky, the best thing is not to cut you off, but right now you're operating your business from a fear standpoint. You're operating your business from a fear standpoint. The thing you have to do is just do it. Take those steps. Submit them. Do it. If they deny it, call up your ad network rep. Talk to them. But don't operate your business from a fearful standpoint. Just do it, and if they deny it or whatever, that's a data point, But the point is, just do it. This could be considered a blog. I would consider this a blog. Yeah.
Facebook really likes WordPress blogs. You got to have your terms.
I have a cool WordPress blog. I mean, 18 articles, super ultra high quality articles, images, you name it. But in native, you guys have a copywriting power in native that we don't have just doing Facebook. Honestly, guys, in native, things are incredibly powerful.
Ricky, I'm sorry to cut you off, but did he answer? Yeah. He answered your question, so I'm going to move on to other questions.
Yeah. Basically, you're doing the same blog, the same advertorial for both networks. Excellent. Thank you so much.
Okay, cool. Let's go to JJ Giddis. JJ Giddis. Guys, type in your questions. We're going over questions. JJ Gittes. Hopefully he's not jerking off. Okay, JJ. Is there a JJ here? JJ? Let's see. Is he here? 3, 2, 1. No JJ. Okay, JJ. You're off. Guys, what's with all... Dude, I don't know if lots of people's mics don't work or what, but... Matt Clark. Okay, we're gonna unmute you. Everybody doesn't have a mic. I don't know. This is a what did I say? Matt Clark. Yeah, guys, come on. Be ready. Matt Clark. Hopefully Matt has a mic. Yeah, guys, slap the hand button or raise the hand button if you guys have a question, and I will go for you. Matt.
Yo.
Yeah, we have a live one, bro.
You got me?
Cool.
How we doing?
How's it going, man? Where you calling from? What's your experience as an affiliate? And also tell us what's your question?
Sweet. Yeah, I'm in Colombia.
Colombia,
America.
the cocaine capital of the world? Colombia? Or
Yeah. That's
nice. That's awesome, man. Okay.
I'm an Australian dude. I moved here like 4 years ago, so
Medellin?
I love this country. Huh?
Are you in Medellin?
I lived there for like 4 months, and now I'm in Bogota.
Oh, cool. Dude, I love Colombia, dude. The women are amazing. I have a friend who runs a hostel out in Medellin called the Happy Buddha, and dude, a lot of internet marketers out there. Cool stuff. So yeah, what's your experience as an affiliate, and what's your question? Sorry, let's go. Matt? Uh-oh, the internet in Colombia is not so good. Matt?
Yeah.
There. What's your experience as an affiliate, and what's your question?
You still got me?
Yeah, we got you now.
Yeah, so experience as affiliate is sending clicks to landers, getting a few payouts, but still at a loss.
Okay.
And yeah, so at the moment I'm sending it about I don't know, probably about 1,000 clicks a week, 2,000 clicks a week,
Okay.
and probably only making about 30% what I'm spending.
Okay.
So I think my problem right now is exactly copywriting. I'm sending people, I'm getting about a 10% click-through rate on landers, and focusing on mobile at the moment in the skin niche. But yeah, just not getting the conversions. They're converting at about 2% basically.
And what's your
split testing different offers. So the question is, like, what do you guys aim for as far as like landing page click-through rates? How do I know? Like, what are some markers to know you're on the right track with it?
I like to go 40%, 50. I go high, man. Like if the click-through rate from the lander itself, I want around 40, 50% of that traffic to go to the lander. So if you're not there, it's just not enticing enough to do it. So yeah, I would agree. It's your copywriting. If you're not there,
right. Okay.
Your rate from your pre-sale to your lander.
Cool.
Like it. All right. Yep. That's what I needed to hear.
Perfect.
Cool.
Thanks.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, man. Take it very easy. Have fun in Colombia. Okay, Matt Clark. Okay, we have Mike Markier. Mike, you are unmuted.
Hi.
Oh, he's alive. He's cool.
I'm alive here, blood and kicking. How are you?
Good. Where are you calling from? What's your experience as an affiliate? What's one of the weirdest things about you, and what's your question?
Well, I wank a lot.
That's awesome. Okay.
I'm a complete beginner, actually, and I'm sure that copywriting is something I could really do well with. Ronnie, as a complete beginner, what's your best advice for me to begin with?
Focus on the most painful audience that you can possibly find. Like, don't try to reinvent the wheel.
Okay.
And focus on a real pain. I know I said that a lot, but like those are the easiest things to sell. It's very hard to sell insurance, but it's easier to sell, going to the hospital or whatever. You're gonna do much better and have a much easier time if you focus on like a pain product, diabetes, student debt, back pain, are all real.
Any course maybe I could go through, or a training maybe?
I'm working on one called the School of Hidden Knowledge.
Oh, that's good.
You can go to hiddenknowledge.school and check it out. It's not done, and it's not. I run a business. I run a lead gen business, so it's not something that I'm focused 100% on. But I am going to be releasing a product here shortly.
Add Ronnie on Facebook.
Yeah,
here, let me post in Ronnie's Facebook here so you guys can add him on Facebook, and I'm sure he'll update you guys there of anything. So I'm just sending this to the whole audience. Yeah, add Ronnie on Facebook, and yeah.
Perfect. Do that. Thank you guys. Have a good one.
Cool. Oh, is that good?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Take her easy, Mike. Where did he say he was calling from? Oh, he didn't. But whatever. We're going to move on. Okay, we have more hands. Kyle Williams. Kyle Williams. Earth to Kyle Williams. Is he here? He is multitasking, or his mic doesn't work. Dude, what is with these unmuting? Like, dude, nobody has... James Hanley. James.
Hey, John, how are you?
Dude, yeah. Is this...
You found one with a mic that works.
Yeah, I know. Do you, have you ever been unmuted on a webinar before?
No, this is the first time, John.
Yeah, we're popping his cherry. So tell us, where are you calling from? What's a really weird thing about you? And, what's your experience as an affiliate marketer?
Zippo on the affiliate marketing. I've been on the Warrior Forum for years, and I'm done buying any of the CPA courses there, that's for sure.
Yeah. No more WSOs, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of we call it a donkey fest on there.
Oh my God, I'm so tired of it. But I started getting your emails a couple of weeks ago, and I said, "This guy's the real deal." I've learned a lot just by listening and reading your emails and seeing some of your webinars.
Cool.
But
where are you calling from, and what's a weird thing about you?
Danbury, Connecticut. What's a weird thing about me? I rank off a lot, I guess.
I think it's affiliate marketers. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, what's your question? Everybody.
I'm just curious. Once you get a campaign going that's profitable for you, how long do they typically last?
It's a good question. It depends on what your traffic source is, and then how big your audience size is. So I do a lot of Facebook, and I think Facebook's the easiest one to get into. So I mean, I try to do at least a Facebook audience of 500,000, and I can expect that to last about 3 months.
Okay.
But the bigger the better. The bigger your audience, the better. So if you have something that converts a 3 million audience, that may last you for 3 or 4 months of pretty profitable. And you want to look at your frequency, and I'm talking about Facebook here because this is where you're going to see that type of data and how often they're being served that ad.
Okay. So, I think that's the direction I would probably go to start out, would be Facebook.
Yeah, well, Facebook is good for that. I think it's an easy way to start marketing, especially because you're going to see stuff like frequency rates and and audience sizes that have a data that's going to really be helpful for that exact question. And really, at the end of the day, it just comes down to if you're still spending money, is it profitable? So
right.
That's the real. I mean, as long as you can.
Well, I mean, with Facebook, with their targeting possibilities is just amazing.
Yeah, and their lookalike audiences too is really where it's at. That's really the power of Facebook is creating lookalike audiences.
And how many campaigns do you typically run?
I'm running personally 3 different campaigns, 3 different verticals. After a while, it just becomes a cash flow game. It's like now it's like, okay, I can get into verticals and make them work, but I'm just going to focus on my top 3 most profitable verticals now.
Okay. I imagine once you get them running, it probably doesn't take much work to keep them going.
This guy, this guy works. I'm a workaholic. I came from a Midwestern kind of upbringing. My dad's from Indiana. My mom's from Illinois. So I have work ethic instilled in me. I work like 12 hours a day. This guy, how much do you work every day?
A couple hours a day. I'm not the type of person that believes in quantity. I believe in quality. So yeah, I'm not a rising grinder. I'm not trying to.
What exactly? Typically, what do you do on a daily basis? You got three winning campaigns.
Wake up, smoke pot.
I wake up, walk my dog. Well, first and foremost, I wake up and look at my campaigns. I actually have a media buyer now that I work with. That I've built my business to the point where I have people that run parts of my business. So, but especially when I was just doing it by myself, I would just wake up, turn my campaigns off. Usually I go back to sleep, wake back up, make sure I'm still profitable, walk my dog, smoke some weed, watch drones. I don't know it. I have my girlfriend says I live the life of a retired man. I just wander the streets. I don't know, I'm a lost soul. Yeah. I try to keep myself busy. And that's actually really important because you will get to the point where you're going to making money, and it is kind of set it, forget it, and it's what do you want to do? Do you just want to jerk off all day, or do you want to do something else with your life? So that's kind of where I'm at is trying to figure out productive things to do.
Does that answer your question?
Absolutely, John. Thank you so much for your time, and Ronnie, you too. Thank you.
No worries.
Thank you. Right. Thank you. Okay. James. Okay. That's so funny. Okay. Questions. Guys, let us know if this is cool, if this is helping you out. Let us know if you have any questions. Nick Casumo, you raised your hand. Does your mic work now? Nick's mic doesn't work still. Okay, Nick, I'm muting you again. Rolando. Oh, Rolando, Raymond, Ray Duke. I'm getting you to you next, so make sure you're available and you can hear. Rolando Hernandez. Are you there? Rolando. Oh man, Rolando. Dude, Rolando, your mic isn't working. Okay, Ray Duke. Dude, yeah. Ray, and by the way, I want to throw out a shout out to Ray Duke. He's actually a student of mine, and he is killing it. He's writing dude, what you're doing a multi-million-dollar launch with your advertorial. This guy's a really good cop. What is your website, by the way, Ray? I want to.
Could you hear me?
Yeah, how are you doing, man?
Oh, pretty good. I was trying to fake I was jerking off here. I'm trying to pull a sound like this. I guess it didn't come through.
Oh my god. Can I plug your website? People?
Sure, man.
Yeah, guys, I just want to plug this guy. You should subscribe to his newsletter or whatever. He's a copywriter as well, and just a really smart guy. I've come across this guy here in LA, and he's amazing. Raymond Duke, copywriter. You have a cool name too. So yeah, tell everybody kind of where you're calling in from. Your experience in affiliate marketing, one weird thing about you, and then your question.
Okay, calling in from Long Beach. I'm in Long Beach right now.
Oh, you're in Long Beach. I'm from Long Beach.
Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, I'm hanging out here. Experience as affiliate marketer, doing this for about a year-ish, off and on. I'm actually writing a native ad right now. One weird thing about me, I like making burgers out of buffalo meat. Maybe it's not that weird, but it's one thing about me. Yeah, I use buffalo meat. It's amazing.
Lean.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I got some cool projects going on right now. You want me to talk about those, or you just want me to ask a question?
If you could go into the question, we actually have a ton of people on this call, so we have a lot of questions. So I just want to make sure we get through.
All right. Right now, I'm working on an offer for auto loans, and maybe I can get both of yours some feedback on how you would position that. What would be an angle that you would use for it?
Auto loans.
Auto loans, yeah.
And what are these? Are these people looking for loans for a Lamborghini? Or are these people looking to buy their first Their first car, their second, a Honda Civic? Are these guys looking to get a loan to be a Lyft driver? What are they just looking to get to work? I mean, what are these people?
It doesn't matter because the website it pays out on if they opt in, if they just put in their zip or the info. So I can approach it from different angles. I can say, get a used car, get a used car. Doesn't matter really.
The car salesman is a good angle for that.
Okay.
Educate them on trick the car salesman is a good angle, yeah. Mm-hmm. Which is educate them on the fact that when you go in, that the dealership makes money off of giving them a loan, which a lot of people don't know this, that dealership makes back-end money off of lending money to 2 to 3 points.
Yeah.
And say you can trick the dealer, the car salesman by negotiating price and then saying I'm already pre-approved for my loan, so now they're not going to make points off of you off of the back. So I would go with kind of that angle, which is trick the car salesman by showing up with a pre-approval and he doesn't even know it. And so that your weapon is you pull out your pre-approval and the look on the salesperson's face is going to change when he realizes he just negotiated you the deal of the century.
How do you come up with this shit, dude?
Well, I was a car salesman.
That's amazing. You just pulled that out of your ass. I mean, that's amazing.
One of the angles I came up with, I'm going to drop the link in the chat right there, is that news story that came out last year. And the news story is about how this bank was charging blacks and Hispanics 2.5% more on their auto loans. So the angle with that, I just want to get something that has a lot of shares and gets spread around, gets people pissed off. But then I would say, hey, the best way to make sure that you're getting the lowest rate possible is to go to this site here, put in your zip code, and get the best rates or something like that. Anything like that would work.
Getting people riled up over, even women. Yeah, I would even add women and minorities ripped off and kind of go with that angle. Image is going to be...
If you're a minority, you may be getting ripped off on your auto loan. I know you're targeting some minorities, Ray. So.
I don't mean to sound... I mean, obviously, I'm Mexican, so, I'm a minority, but I don't mean to sound racist, but, having a picture of, a ghetto black dude with, sagging pants that just got approved for a new car.
Dude.
It's
that's one of the ads I'm running right now, and that's the one that's converting.
Yeah, that's what works, because people are going to think, fuck, if that, ghetto black dude can get
interesting.
Up 60,000, can get approved for, what can I get?
Wow.
I know that it's fucking racist, dude, but it is what it is,
I know. Well, that's what I'm actually, I got an image from a Craigslist ad, the guy selling his car, so it's just an average, guy in front of an Escalade. And I just got it from a Craigslist ad from some cities, so it's like a camera pic, and that's the Facebook ad, and then I put it like a testimonial.
I would do a Tesla, because it's a super white person car. Try to find a ghetto black dude in front of a Tesla.
Dude, that's great.
Black guy in front of it, oh, that is awful.
But yeah, I can kind of see why. Oh my God, there's actually an article called "Why Aren't Black People Driving Electric Cars?" That's horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you're saying.
It kind of has that pattern interrupt of first off, how did this ghetto black dude get approved for a Tesla? For Tesla?
Yeah.
And, I can get a Tesla. I'm just trying to get an Equinox or whatever.
Yeah. That's great. Dude, that's fantastic. Cool. Does that answer your question, bro?
Yeah, man. It helps. Thank you.
Dude, you're the man, by the way. Come by sometime, man. Come by.
I know. I'm right down.
See you down here. All right. See you. Okay. He's a smart guy.
Yeah, cool.
He's
he's in Long. I'm surprised I haven't run into him. I'm from Long Beach,
Yeah, he's doing some cool stuff. Okay, let's see. Other questions. Guys, we have Warren Plotkin. Dude, what? That is a funny name. Warren Plotkin.
Hello?
Warren, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. How you doing?
Yeah, cool. Doing good. You have a funny last name, but I like it. Where are you calling in from? What's a weird thing about you, and what's your question?
I'm calling in from South Africa.
Oh, cool.
From South Africa. The surname is Belarusian originally.
Okay, that's cool. Belarus.
So yeah.
And what's
Okay.
what's your experience as an affiliate, and what's your question?
Yeah, I've been doing affiliate marketing for quite a long time, ClickBank and Teespring and stuff like that. Just getting into Facebook marketing now with Teespring. And also want to branch out into native and also into medical stuff and stuff like that. What I wanted to ask was, Ronnie, for bidding, what kind of bidding do you use? Do you use CPC or impressions on Facebook especially?
I start with engagement. That's what I start with, and then once I get something profitable, I'll switch over to impressions.
Okay, start with engagement, then you switch to impressions. Do you use, you mentioned you don't use mobile much. Do you use the mobile network news feed setting on Facebook, or just straight to desktop?
I do, and it depends on the niche. For student debt, I mean, mobile absolutely works. But for some of my other niches, for more of like, older people niches, it just doesn't work. And that's really where testing, buying data, as we like to call it, and it's really important, because you can't make that assumption until you've bought enough data where you can conclusively say which one is more profitable or which one is not profitable. So the real answer to that question is just link up your volume, run the money behind it, and then analyze the data.
Okay, I see. And I'm trying to understand what you are actually marketing. Are you setting sort of like click-to-call leads? Are you working out?
Yeah, I'm really into the pay-per-call and pay-per-lead niche. So generating form fills, so people interested in a product or service like solar or diabetes medicine. Pay-per-call, which is somebody actually picking up the phone and ringing a phone number. So it's different than affiliate, because affiliate, you're trying to generate a sale, right? That's your goal, trying to get them to sale. With this, the sale is actually a business-to-business sale. I sell my product to the call center, and the caller is actually my product. The caller isn't buying my product.
Basically, your action point is the phone, like a phone call of like 3 minutes or more or something.
Oh, yeah, well, less. I don't really.
Awesome. Cool. That's awesome. Do you use Ring Partner, or are you going directly to the merchant? Or?
I have in the past. I've worked with Ring Partner. I work with brokers from time to time. It just depends. I mean, sometimes if I can get the good relationship with a call center that has a lot of desks and that can take a lot of volume and is direct, that's fantastic. The fact of the matter is it's a lot of call centers that are pretty small. Maybe they have like 6 desks. And in that case, I'd rather work with a broker who deals with, 6 different small, call centers, and you see what I'm saying. So I take it on as case by case basis. I don't like working with small call centers. I'd rather work with a broker who will buy a shitload of my calls and then deal with the small call centers themselves.
Okay. Cool. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's it. Thanks, man. Thanks for doing this webinar. Hey, it was a great webinar.
Guys.
Thanks, guys.
By the way, I want everybody to give themselves a frickin' round of applause for Ronnie. Guys, we're approaching 2 hours now. About 80% of people who started this call are still on it. Nice. So you guys rock. Thanks for engaging, and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go to Joseph A. And then I'm going to talk to Alex Mart in a second. You guys have questions. Joseph A. Joseph, are you there, or are you fapping? Seems to be a trend. Is Joseph fapping? Joseph, you there? No? Okay. So, let's go to Alex Mart. Alex, are you on? There he is. Let's see if his mic works. Alex.
Yes, I'm from Los Angeles.
That's awesome.
Yes, I'm the one who actually called you yesterday, and we agreed for a coffee time one of the Fridays, next Friday, with you, John.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Hold on. Let me
Okay, highly appreciate it, and love that both of you guys from Southern California find you. Now, here's my question is, here's the question. Since you're doing a lead generation, and my question is sometimes to identify the offer that actually performs well, what I do a direct linking to my path, and I don't ask them to submit data into my forms. But when I start to switch to put my forms in front of the offer, then I'm losing on the product sales. So what do you do in terms of when you have a traffic flow, you don't want to lose lead generation leads, but at the same time you want to increase, or you don't want to lose how many products you sell. So it's a question about direct linking and interrupting that direct linking with the opt-in forms to collect the leads. Where to find the balance? Is that a question?
That's a good question, but I think that I don't know if that's not what I do. I don't ask for an opt-in first. So that's not. A lot of people do, and if you're trying to build a list, you absolutely want to ask for the opt-in right away. And there's a lot of great strategy behind that. That's not what I do. I send it to an advertorial first, and then I try to get at least 40% from the advertorial to the direct offer or to a conversion. That's my strategy. And in fact, I think going back to what you're saying is direct linking. You're afraid of ruining or like minimizing the traffic flow if you put an extra step, which is counterintuitive. But the advertorial itself is actually not meant to necessarily be an extra step. More, it's meant to be a part of the sales process itself. So if you're sitting into the advertorial and you're getting less ROI than direct linking, then the advertorial isn't serving its purpose correctly. It should be the opposite. You should get a higher ROI if you put an advertorial in front of your offer.
Right, but let's say after advertorial and before the offer, I put my own opt-in, and then I'm losing on sales.
Oh yeah, well absolutely, and that's where if you're doing that method, you're absolutely going to lose on sales. But really, if you're using that strategy, it's because you have a great funnel on the back end to monetize it. So you're losing the front end, that front end money in order to collect the data to sell back end product. So that's an advanced method, which is actually I am doing right now with one of my verticals, which is collecting the data in order to sell back end offers. But if you're just now trying to get into the game and just trying to make money, I wouldn't start with that. Like I wouldn't start with collecting data and trying to monetize the data on the back end. Like start with monetizing something immediately on the front end before that.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Very nice advice. I love it, love it, love it. I fight with my partner a lot about that because he's a lead gen maniac and email crazy nuts. And every time we speak, he is saying, yes, we collect the leads first, we dive for them. Yeah. And I'm like, hey, is there a time to just generate some cash and see?
Yeah, generate something first. Yeah, get it profitable on the front end first.
It's pretty, it's pretty easy to, make money and then focus on, I guess, making more money.
I get what you're saying. I agree. Yeah. Make the money first.
All right, I'm gonna move on to new people. Have a good one, Alex. That helped you out. Mm-hmm. Cool, dude. We're like hosting a radio show. Yeah, we're like affiliate radio talk. Yeah, Friday afternoon affiliate talk. Okay, I'm going to, John, wave your hand, by the way. Wave your hand. Yeah, so John from Oregon is over here too, so he's hanging out. Bill T. Bill.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, dude, you're unmuted. Have you ever been unmuted on a affiliate radio talk show before?
Yeah, I have, and I should mention I happen to do about 8 go-to-webinars a month, so I'm pretty used to it.
Oh my God, nice. That's awesome. Cool. Yeah. So, I guess you've been unmuted more than me. So hey, where are you calling from? What's your experience as an affiliate, and what's your question?
calling from Chicago.
Cool.
And the question I've got is that, and it's kind of a weird one, but I currently earn over $100,000 a month net, and I'm doing high-ticket coaching, $7,500 on the front end, $35,000 on the back, and I'm working less than 15 hours per week. Basically, I'm working Monday through Thursday, about 3-4 hours a day.
What's your question?
Yeah, the question is, I really don't want to work with people one-on-one anymore, so I'm trying to do more of like a direct sale. You know, it's very similar to what you're doing. So I'm trying to figure out how to transition from doing what I'm doing to where something can be an autopilot. So because right now, the problem is with working Monday through Thursday is that I have to set appointments every day, and I have to meet those, and a lot of times I really don't want to talk to people that day.
Sure.
So I'm trying to transition to what you're doing.
So yeah, kind of to address that, everybody, I think he's referring to my training course. Kind of some things that I've really kept in mind. So one thing is the way I've structured my training course is it's a 12-week course. I've made it similar to kind of like a college course because I wanted to create something that was valuable, but I also wanted to liken it very much to kind of like an education. But I guess one of the big things is I work in accountability. I have people that work for me that hold people, literally they hold people accountable as they go through my course. And that's very important because lots of people when they're, in my case, when they're learning a new business, they really need, they need that hand holding. So, and frankly, whenever I do something, I say, okay, I talk about it looking at things from a process standpoint. What am I when I started my company and I was working with, employees, I thought, okay, what am I doing? How am I training people to be successful as affiliate marketers? And how can I turn that into a process? Because realistically, there's no reason for me to have physical presence or time on the phone with people. How can I do this as a process? And you kind of have to reflect on yourself. What are you doing that's helping these people out? Whatever you're selling, what are you doing that's helping them out? And how do you turn that into a process? So it requires you to kind of be introspective and analyze what you're doing. And you have to. It's hard. It takes insight, but you have to do that. What are the? I'm trying to think what else. Another big thing for a lot of affiliates. Why? Because I was always against the one-on-one model because the one-on-one is not scalable. Anything I do in business, I create scalable businesses. Just like affiliate campaigns, you want to create something that's scalable. Our whole mission here is to have freedom of time and freedom of money. And obviously, if you're doing one-on-one calls with these people, it's not scalable in terms of time. Right. So what you've got to look at is what are you doing on those one-on-one calls? What questions are coming up? What concerns? What problems are you helping with people with? And how chunking those down. In my case, what I realized was a lot of affiliates have problems with, they don't realize it's real. They need kind of that external validation to understand that this is actually a real business and it actually works. It works, but they wanted the one-on-one calls to give them the external validation.
I should say that here's the thing. It sounds like your business and mine is almost identical because I happen to have a 12-week modulated course. I have a live webinar on Monday, and then I have a question and answer on Thursday. And the biggest thing I provide is handholding or accountability. And it sounds like you and I are going through the same thing.
So quizzes, require people to do work and check up on them to make have ways of checking up on them to make sure they do work. And also, I would say, yeah, basically just give people a community to work, to see other people that are successful doing what they want to do, because lots of people need that external validation, and if you can provide that external validation. Obviously, I'm not good enough. People can hear me all day, or they can, I can show people my campaigns all day, but I'm one voice in the crowd. People need to see others to really know it, know it works. And I'm trying to help people do that. So, does that answer your question?
I totally. Yeah, well, it's kind of, because the thing is, I'm still trying to transition into, like you said, something that's, because well, I will say the one thing about coaching is that it's definitely not scalable, but the money that I charge, here's the thing, I don't have to work with a lot of people, because right now, 50 people a year generates me about $1.5 million net.
What's the question? What's the question?
Yes. Well, the question is, I'm trying to transition to a business like yours where I don't have to work with people one-on-one, and I can just do like affiliate marketing or market my own product with something that's more modulated, but I'm not sure how much money I can charge.
I would just, that frankly, dude, it's a lot longer discussion to talk about how to do that.
Yeah.
I can't answer that in a question. I would recommend. Yeah, I can't answer that in a single question. And trying to do it justice in a minute would be bad. So I'm going to move on to other questions, but I hope I helped.
Let me ask you a simple question.
Look what I do. I'm actually going to have to move on to other people because they're, no offense. Okay.
Okay, no problem. Thanks.
Have a good one, Bill. Cool. Other questions? Dude, this is insane. Dude, this is epic.
Yeah.
This is so crazy. There's so other people. Bruno. Is Bruno here? Why you're a joker, dude? Bruno, are you there? Bruno is fapping.
Fapping Bruno.
Fapping Bruno. Okay, Bruno removed his hand. Let's find other people. Guys, raise your hand if you're interested. Charles Glover. Charles Glover. Are you there? Charles? Oh, he came. It says he's attention again. Charles. 3, 2, 1. Nope. Nick Kasuma wants another chance.
Okay.
Should we give this guy a chance?
Yeah.
He was not around for 2 times.
All right.
Matt Tan, I will, if you are ready soon, I will get you. Nick? Dude. This guy. Okay. Matt Tan. Dude, you guys need to have mics that work. Lester Gabriel. Oh, we have a live one. Lester?
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Have you ever been unmuted on a webinar before?
No, I don't believe so.
Oh, awesome, Lester. That's cool. So where are you calling from? What's your question?
From Allentown, Pennsylvania. I'm just starting out, so my question is, what basic advice can you give for someone just starting out in terms of reading information or joining a course and stuff like that to get some basic, like a foundation going, something like that?
What was this question?
He's just looking for a foundation. So what type of foundation are you looking for? What can we help you immediately start to dive into?
Well, basically, I sold some stuff on various eBay and Amazon and made some good money, but I want to get more into the what you guys are talking about here tonight. And I've been doing some reading and watching some videos on YouTube and following John and a few other guys and been getting some ideas, but more importantly, is it better to just do a little bit of studying and just jump into it than just go from there? Because you could study forever, but at some point you have to take action.
Yeah, absolutely. You can study and study and study, but unless you just do it, you're just not going to have the experience and the trial and error. And that's just the bottom line. In fact, I see people that are so knowledgeable and that are more knowledgeable than me even on a lot of different things, and they make no money. They're not making any money. And I'm not the most knowledgeable technically media buyer, and I know media buyers that can run circles around me when it comes to actual technical knowledge, but why am I the one making the money? It's because I just fucking go for it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm willing to take a loss. I'm willing to, and I think, John, you're the same way. You're willing to lose. You're willing to lose, and instead of seeing it as a loss and a humiliation, we see it as a data point.
Yeah.
We know what not to do.
Yeah, I'd piggyback on that. I would, I think, dude, taking action, first of all, whether, that with a campaign or whatever is fantastic. Obviously, I have a course, it's for specific people. It's, I would say if you're looking for a mentor, I wouldn't get like tons of that. I'm not here, like, I honestly don't want to go into, this webinar is about Ronnie. I don't want to go into pitching my course, but you can find more information about that, schedule a call with one of my employees, and they'll figure out if you're a good fit for it. But I would just, whatever it is, whether it's, being an affiliate, surround yourself with a lot of good influences, and but only ever choose one mentor at a time. That's what I.
Yeah, or you have one strategy at a time.
Yeah.
It's don't jump around. You can make $1 million on eBay, or you can make $1 million in affiliate. It's just which one you want to just hunker down and just do.
People always ask me, what's the best niche? What's the best traffic source? What's the best offer? Yeah. I'm like, dude, you can become a millionaire on every single one. Totally. So I hope that kind of helps. Does that help?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem, Lester. Have a good one. Did I say I was going to did I unmute Matt Tan? Matt, did I unmute you?
Oh no, you did. But
Matt, did we talk? Okay, sorry. What's your where are you calling from? What's your experience as an affiliate, and what is your question?
So I'm from Torrance, California.
Oh, dude,
and,
Cali.
Yeah, so I'm pretty close by. I actually stop by San Marco every now and then. But
yeah,
in terms of affiliate marketing, I'd say I'm intermediate. I usually do. I started off with mobile, and actually that's kind of where I am right now. It's just mobile pops, but I really want to actually move into native ads. So that's actually what I've been looking into for the past couple weeks, and then I just got an account with Rev Content, and just a couple questions I had were, I'm so used to the CPM, like when you do with mobile pops and everything like that, but CPC is fairly new to me, so I'm not too sure what is considered high CPC, what's considered low. What do you normally start off with? Depending, is it just depends on the niche or the offer, or?
You want me to answer this?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. We were, I honestly, I have about 5 media buyers that work for me. So I remember just from the numbers when I was starting our test last year, we were bidding like 7 cents or something like that. We're bidding pretty low. We're bidding, non-paid, placement or something like that. We had a good relationship with our rep over there. I know Rev Content is a little harder to get running now if you don't have relationships, because basically everyone who is smart and hopped on my email list like a year ago saw one of my Rev Content campaigns and just flooded over there. but yeah, it's pretty crazy. I tell people the shit I give away for free don't do.
Yeah.
It actually still works. People don't. Yeah. It's funny. I show people the bed bugs campaigns I run on AdWords, and people still have not ripped them off. So,
wow.
Yeah. I've one friend who also runs the exact same stuff. This guy named Hernan, and he spends hundreds of dollars a day promoting that same offer using the same keywords I showed. He does well, but it's like publicly available knowledge now. Whatever, sorry. What I would do on Rev Content is, keep in mind there's a lot of bot traffic. Build your blacklists. If you're on Stack That Money forum, I shared some of my Rev Content blacklist somewhere on Stack That Money. So that's really valuable because basically you don't want bot traffic on there.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're doing like a run of category campaign, bid low bid low, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to separate out your pub IDs that are working or that are legitimate traffic that are converting over into kind of like mid, higher CPC campaigns, so I always have like a high, mid, and low tier, and my low tier is kind of like the bucket where I collect all of the converting pub IDs.
Okay.
And then I kind of move them up the chain. So, I'm bidding, 10, 15 cents on the placements that are converting better. And then I'm bidding, 30 cents or more on pub IDs that are good. Yeah. And what I'll do if I'm, basically that's where the money is. And another thing I do is I also, I always want to know exactly where my ads are being shown. So lots of people, what they do is they just say, oh, it doesn't work or it does work. I'll actually do research into what is the website that pub ID is associated with, and I just use Google, to figure this shit out. But lots of people are so lazy they don't want to do any work. They just want to copy paste and not really understand how why their advertising is working. What is it about this site or this pub ID that works? Where is that ad being placed? You can get a lot of insight from there, and you can actually just search. I think it's like ads by rev content. Put that in brackets, and it'll just pop out a list of sites. And what I did was I actually cross-checked a list of rev content sites, sites that were running rev content with a list of sites running like Discus, Taboola, or Outbrain ads. Yeah. Discus, Taboola, or Outbrain ads have very little fraud. It's a very hard process to run on Discus, Taboola, or Outbrain. And so what I did was I took all of the sites that were running Discus, Taboola, and Outbrain, and then I cross-referenced that with a list of all the sites that run rev content, and I said, oh, I'm definitely putting, and I found their pub IDs. I had one of my assistants do all that stuff, and I just advertised on those pub IDs, and they convert extremely well. And I can bid like 35 cents and above on lots of those placements. So, but that takes work. That takes research and a lot of, I found it's worth it. But those are some. Hopefully, that gives you some food for thought. Does that help?
Yeah, it helps a lot. Thanks a lot.
Good, man. Have a good one. Kill it. And run with our network, man. If you're
I'll sign up.
It sounds like you're doing all right. So, have a good one.
You too. Thanks.
Cool. Okay. Do you want to answer any more questions? Is that cool?
There's more people with questions.
Dude, there are more people with questions, bro.
Let's get some.
Okay, dude. We're just chilling. Okay, so questions. So let me get these. Sorry, let me just find the last questions here. What are your favorite books on copywriting?
Okay, great. Guys, get your pen and papers. Ogilvy on Advertising, classic, obviously. Every Carl Jung book.
Carl Jung.
And really? This is not something that people talk about, but if you really want to master copywriting, Carl Jung, because Carl Jung delves into the condition of the human mind. Okay. It's not a marketing book. This is a deep psychoanalysis book it will help you understand the condition of the mind and how malleable the mind is to words.
Well, and Carl Jung, what book?
Jung, The Undiscovered Self is a great one. Man and His Symbols, absolute must read. Man and His Symbols.
Yeah.
Which talks about how important symbols are to humanity. And what we use marketers as symbols.
Yeah.
So anything, Ego and Archetype.
Okay.
There's another great one. It's not a Carl Jung book, but it's one of his students. But you can look up Carl Jung, Ego and Archetype. It's one of his students that wrote it.
What other books on copywriting?
Hero with 1,000 Faces.
Oh,
Joseph
dude.
Campbell.
Dude, love. Dude, I have that. I'm actually going to do a webinar for my students on that soon. Hero with 1,000 Faces, Joseph Campbell.
Which is what Star Wars was written around.
Amazing book.
Yeah, the reason why Star Wars is such a great hit was it was written around the concepts in that book. George Lucas read that book and based the concepts of Star Wars, the original trilogy, around that.
Dude, also Matrix, Lord of the Rings, all these things follow that fucking... Fight Club follows the structure second for second. It's insane. Fight Club, Matrix.
Evolutionary biology. Which is... No, evolutionary psychology, I'm sorry. Evolutionary psychology.
Mm-hmm. So
it's actually a textbook.
Okay.
But it really is a good one. And these aren't marketing books. If you notice, these aren't I think that if you're just looking for marketing books, you're going to find some great ones. But if you're looking for gems, the ones that are going to bring you from like the average marketer, like Cash Advertising is a great one. I think we've all read Cash Advertising.
Yeah.
But if you want
give these guys some of these guys haven't even read Cash Advertising.
Yeah, Cash
so give them
Advertising,
some of the simple ones too.
Cash Advertising, go to Ogilvy and Advertising is a good one. Scientific Advertising.
Yo, John, can you throw me the book? Scientific Advertising.
Yeah.
Dude, these are all the things I get.
Classic, yeah. Scientific
Or
Advertising.
whatever I got here. Okay, whatever. Yeah, Scientific Advertising by Claude Hopkins.
Yeah. What are your gems?
Dude, I have all my students read Cash Advertising, Ogilvy on Advertising, Scientific Advertising, and what was the fourth book?
1,000 Faces.
Hero with 1,000 Faces.
Yeah.
So those are, that's my list right there, dude. That's awesome. Millionaire Mind, but that's more of a mindset book, I think so. Okay. Oh, oopsies. Okay. Any last questions, guys? Last questions. Write them in the chat. Philip Cooper. Sorry, Philip Cooper. Dude, you guys are insane, bro. Well, who is this Nicholas Alvarez kid? Nick, you're getting unmuted. Nick.
What's up, Nick?
Why did you type what you were typing? Oh, look, he's off.
Oh, Nick, come on, buddy.
Nick, come on. He's scared. He said time to get high as fuck.
Dude, I'm with that.
I don't know why he said. Okay, Philip Cooper.
Hey guys.
He's here.
Is,
hey, thank you for.
I'm calling from Prague, Czech Republic. So, hi from Europe. And I wanted to ask, what are the native ads networks that you are running your campaigns on?
What did you say? What are the native ads?
Yeah, native ad networks that you are running your ads, your campaigns on, like Red Content, Taboola, or Outbrain.
Outbrain. Taboola is quite hard to get into. I personally haven't done a lot. I'm going to test
Outbrain, but
yeah,
I mean you're running really white hat stuff.
Yeah, I'm running pretty white hat stuff. John, you really like nativeadvertising.com. Right?
Shut up, dude. Yeah, we do. We run really hard across basically any native ad network we can. We're running on a lot. We're running on like about a dozen right now, if not more. I honestly don't even know what all the networks we're running on, but we're running a lot on a lot of different networks. My answer would be, dude, literally peruse the internet. If you're in Europe, just whatever country you're looking for ads on, just start perusing the internet. Look at Google News. Literally search for news. If you're looking for What niche are you advertising in?
Gambling, casinos.
What countries?
Germany right now, Canada, Austria.
Just search for some news. Search for poker news or money news or gambling news. Just go to Google News. Literally go to Google News. Type in gambling. Open up the first 30 sites that show up in Google News, and then look at. Let's do it right now. Fuck it, right? Google.com. What's your experience level in affiliate marketing, by the way?
Intermediate. Well, not like beginner to intermediate. I'm making mid 3 figures, like 500 profit days.
Cool. What's your profitabilities right now?
You mean ROI?
Yeah, what's your ROI?
About 50%, 50-60.
So so what I'm doing, I would just open up a bunch of things and look, here are the native. So the reason I use Google News is because you want to make sure they're legitimate sites, and Google is going to show legitimate sites, okay? The second thing is you're going to just scroll down, and we're seeing recommended ads by Outbrain, ads by Zergnet, and maybe just you scroll over stuff and you can find more ads. Oh, here's ads by Quantcast ad choices. So you just find more ad networks, right? Then we're on WPRI, and do this in Germany, and ads by Taboola. Do this in Germany too, and you'll see other ad networks like Plista or VCO or Lockerdome, or there's a lot of other native ad sites that show in Germany that don't show in the U.S. So you're not going to find out about those, but literally just do just open up 30 sites and look at look, this is politics chatter, this is I don't know if that's a little known native ad network. This is Taboola. This see what's showing up. Can you smoke your medical marijuana is this question right here. So yeah, guys, just basically that's how I find my native ad networks, and frankly I find new ones all the time just from perusing the internet. Lots of people don't look around, and people are like, how do you always find new native ad networks? Because I'm always telling my students about new native ad networks. Look at this, powered by Newsmax. This is a little known ad network we just found out about that people don't talk about. People wonder, how do I find these little known ad networks? I literally just open up Google News and click around. It's not hard, but it just takes effort. Does that help?
Great info, Matt. Thanks a lot.
No worries. Cool. Yeah, there's always, dude, if people just got down and did research, there's so much cool stuff.
Yeah.
More questions. We have. Okay. This is. Jamie. Jamie meant. Let's see. I think both of your bags. Okay, Ricky, hold on. We have some new ones. The goal of affiliate marketing, get the freedom time to jerk off. Yeah, that's funny. Okay, I will pop up Jamie, and I think this will be our last question of the day. You guys rock for staying around. Let me bring up Jamie. Jamie L. Jamie. She around? He around? Okay. Guys, well, I think we're gonna call it a wrap.
I got some text from some of you guys interested in the done for you advertorial.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
And dudes, thank you guys so much. We're definitely gonna have Ronnie on again. Let me know how you guys like this format. If you know, what can I can do better when I bring on students and guests. You know, I really want to, you know, I'm trying to create the best training I can, and the way I optimize what I put out to the public is through your comments. So guys, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you'd like being done better. Let me know what worked for you. Let me know what didn't work for you. It really helps me out. I'm super excited that everybody stuck around so long. There were hundreds of people on this. This was crazy that you guys stuck around so long. Lots of great questions, and you know, so yeah, you know, guys, super excited. Have a good one, and hopefully we'll do this, you know, in another week or so. We'll do a follow-up to this. So have a good one, guys.
Got that money.
You guys are awesome. We the best. We the best. And take her easy. Have a good weekend. Have fun. Watch The Matrix this weekend and understand how that pertains to affiliate marketing. That's your homework. All right. See you guys. Peace.
Right on. That was a good one.